What's going on, guys? What's happening? Welcome to another episode of Commander of AI's podcast. And today we're going to be talking about, does AI now write better than humans? The truth behind the 2026 AI revolution. All right. What recent advances in AI writing have led many people to say that AI can now write as well or even better than humans? And why is 2026 considered a major turning point?
Better models like Claude Opus 4, GPT-5 variants, and Gemini 3, released around 2025, produce more coherent, natural, and polished text than earlier versions. These models excel at long form content, tone control, structure, and following complex instructions, making their output often hard for people to distinguish from human writing. Studies show AI generated articles now make up roughly half of new web content, and many readers rate AI text as equal or superior in clarity and professionalism. People say AI writes as well or better because it's faster, cheaper, consistent, and often sounds more polished, especially for marketing, reports, or essays. Humans still bring unique voice, lived experience, and originality that AI struggles with, but for many everyday tasks, the gap has closed dramatically. 2026 is considered a major turning point because that's when AI shifted from experimental hype to practical infrastructure. We're moving into the era of agentic AI, systems that don't just generate text, but plan, research, edit, and handle full workflows autonomously. It's also the year of evaluation. After the big capability jumps in 2025, 2026 is when companies and society start seriously measuring real world impact, ROI, and limitations rather than just celebrating what's possible. In short, the tech got good enough to flood the internet with decent writing, and now we're figuring out what that actually means.
All right. One thing I wanted to add is like, I've used AI to make articles, like blog articles to promote affiliate products, and it doesn't seem like Google's pushing them.
Yeah, Google's been clamping down hard on AI generated content. They're getting better at spotting it, especially if it's generic, repetitive, or lacks real insight. Thin affiliate posts that feel like they were churned out in bulk get buried now. What's your process look like? Are you just prompting an LLM and publishing? Or are you editing, adding personal experience, or optimizing for EEAT? That makes a huge difference.
It was basically, I had it set up to where it was automated. So something automatically happened on my website to where it prompted Claude to write a blog. And then it would have three AI check where like Claude, ChatGPT, and Grok all would check it, rate it, and then rewrite, make suggestions. And then I think Claude would rewrite it to perfect it before it was like a finished product.
That's actually a pretty sophisticated setup. The problem is, it's still 100% AI content. Google doesn't care how many models you ran it through, it still reads like AI wrote it. The stuff that ranks now usually has a real human voice, personal experience, or unique data that no model could know. Your automation is probably creating consistent but generic articles that Google's filters are deprioritizing. Have you tried adding your own insights or stories into the prompt? Or publishing way less but making each one actually good?
Yeah, so I just kind of stopped doing it altogether just because I just felt like it wasn't doing anything. I wasn't making any affiliate money. I'm not getting these products personally, so I can't make like a personal review, and nor do I have time for that. So I was looking for an easy passive income, and I guess that's not it.
Yeah, sounds like the wall most people do with that approach. Fully automated AI blogs rarely make real money anymore. Google's just too good at spotting them. If you want something truly passive, look at digital products you can create once and sell forever, like templates, ebooks, or courses, or niche sites where you focus on a topic you actually know, even if you publish slower. What kind of products were you promoting? Maybe there's a smarter angle there.
Yeah, I'm just not going to do it anymore. It was Amazon affiliate links, like all different kinds of products, many different categories. But I am running an Etsy shop, and I did make a couple sales today. I did make a mistake though. I had a 50% off sale, and one of my cottage core canvas prints sold. but 50% off. So I got $50, and then Printify, the company that makes it and ships it to the customer, ended up charging me $88. So I took a $33 loss today on that. So I've removed the 50% off sale. It was an expensive customer. They were in Finland, and it charged me a VAT fee, and yeah, it was crazy.
That hurts. Shipping international plus VAT on print on demand can absolutely eat your margins. 50% off on a canvas print with Printify was probably never profitable to begin with. Smart move pulling the sale. For POD, you gotta calculate your true cost including shipping before you discount. What's your usual markup on those canvas prints?
I don't know. I think we'll change the subject. We're going to move on to another topic. But I've learned my lesson on that. And hopefully in the future, we'll make more profit. Which industries and professions are most likely to be disrupted by increasingly capable AI writing tools? And which careers may benefit or grow because of these technologies?
Marketing, advertising, and content creation are getting hit hardest, especially copywriters, SEO writers, and social media managers. Legal document drafting and basic journalism are also in the crosshairs. On the flip side, careers that benefit include AI prompt engineers, content strategists who oversee AI output, and specialists who combine AI with deep domain expertise, like technical writers who understand complex subjects or creative directors who use AI as a tool. Educators teaching AI literacy and ethicists focused on AI's societal impact are also growing. Basically, jobs that are just write something are shrinking, while jobs that are use AI to do something valuable are expanding.
Okay. How does the current state of AI generated writing compare with what AI researchers and experts predicted just a few years ago?
AI writing is way ahead of what most experts expected just a few years ago. Around 2020, 2022, after GPT 3, people were impressed by coherent text, but it still felt robotic, repetitive, and easy to spot. Predictions were that it might handle basic articles or drafts, but not high quality, nuanced writing that could fool people consistently. Today, models like Claude, GPT 4o, and others produce fluent, structured, and often publication ready content that many readers can't distinguish from human writing. The speed of improvement since ChatGPT launched caught a lot of researchers off guard. Capabilities emerged faster than the scaling laws suggested at the time. The gap is biggest in coherence and instruction following. What experts thought might take another 5 to 10 years, we got in 2 to 3. That said, it still struggles with true originality, deep factual accuracy without help, and avoiding that telltale AI voice.
All right. What ethical, legal, and societal concerns arise when AI can produce human quality writing, and what questions remain unresolved by governments and technology companies?
Here's the core of it. Ethical concerns include authorship. Who gets credit when AI does most of the work? It also amplifies misinformation, since bad actors can now flood the internet with convincing but false content at almost no cost. There's also the risk of cultural homogenization, where most writing starts sounding the same. Legal concerns center on copyright. Who owns AI generated text? And who's liable when AI writing is defamatory or illegal? Courts are still figuring this out. Societal concerns involve job displacement for writers and the erosion of trust in written information. How do we know what's real anymore? Unresolved questions. Should AI writing be watermarked or labeled by law? Who's responsible when AI spreads dangerous health or financial advice? And how do we protect human creators when AI is trained on their work without permission? Governments and tech companies have barely scratched the surface on these.
Let's elaborate more about who's responsible when AI spreads dangerous health or financial advice. Do the people that are reading this advice know that it's AI? Because that's probably important. And then if you take everything AI says to heart, then that's on you. That's not that smart, right?
Yeah, that's exactly where it gets messy. Right now, nobody is clearly responsible. The AI company can say, our model isn't a doctor or financial advisor. The website owner can say, we just used the AI tool. And the user who followed the bad advice is told, you should have known better. The big problem is most people don't know they're reading AI content. A lot of blogs and advice sites don't disclose it. So when someone follows dangerous medical or investment advice and gets hurt, it's not obvious whose fault it is. You're right that people should be skeptical, but realistically, a lot of folks treat whatever they read online as trustworthy, especially if it looks professional. That's why transparency matters. Should websites be legally required to label AI generated health or financial advice? Most governments haven't answered that yet.
Okay, here's another argument against that. How about this? You shouldn't trust anything you read on the internet. You shouldn't take it to heart. You can use it as maybe you're getting information. Okay, you got it from this source. Now you get it from this source. You get it from this source. And then the way I do it is I try to see what all the people are saying to figure out what's accurate or close to accurate, right?
Yeah, that's actually a really smart approach. Cross checking multiple sources is one of the best habits you can have. But here's the thing that makes AI different now. It used to be that bad advice was usually obvious: bad grammar, sketchy websites, etc. Today, AI can produce really polished, confident sounding advice that looks just as trustworthy as a real expert's article. So it's easier than ever to accidentally give equal weight to garbage. Your method still works, but it requires more effort now because you can't always tell which source is actually reliable just by reading it. That's the new challenge.
Yeah, and just kind of part of what my argument's like, you shouldn't trust anything. So whether it's AI or a human, it doesn't matter. Like you don't just take it to heart the first thing that you read.
You're right, that's a solid principle. Whether it's human or AI, blind trust is dangerous. The difference is scale and speed. One bad human article might mislead a few thousand people. AI can generate thousands of convincing but wrong articles in a day, all optimized to rank on Google. It doesn't change your personal rule, but it does make the internet itself less trustworthy than it was 5 years ago. So your skepticism is more important now, not less.
All right, so we're moving on from that. What is the most important thing everyday people should understand about AI generated writing and as it becomes larger part of work, education, media, and daily life?
The most important thing is this: AI writing is a tool, not an authority. It can sound incredibly confident and professional, but it has no real understanding of what it's saying. It can be completely wrong while sounding completely right. That gap between how trustworthy it sounds and how trustworthy it actually is the dangerous part. Everyday people need to stop treating polished AI text as automatically reliable, whether they're reading it online, getting it from a coworker, or receiving it from a student. The smoother and more confident it sounds, the more skeptical you should be.
I don't understand what you're saying. Like when people talk confidently and they don't, because like when people are unsure about what they're saying or something, you can almost tell. And if they're speaking confidently, then you tend to want to believe them more, right?
Exactly. That's the trap. AI is always confident, even when it's completely wrong. Humans usually hesitate or qualify their statements when they're unsure. AI doesn't do that. It'll give you a wrong answer with the same smooth, assured tone it gives a correct one. That's why AI text can be so misleading. It removes all those natural cues we use to judge whether someone actually knows what they're talking about.
I've experienced that even with you. You've said wrong things and then I call you out, but you spoke it confidently. Then I call you out and you're like, "Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's actually this."
Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect example. Even when I'm wrong, I still sound confident. I don't have that little nervous, I think, that a human would add when they're not sure. So it's easy to be fooled. That's why the golden rule with AI writing is never trust the tone, always check the actual facts. The confidence level means almost nothing.
Why can't AI just add that, I think, to let people know that you're not confident?
That's a good question. We actually can do that, but only if the user specifically asks for it. Most people want AI to sound confident and professional, so the default behavior is to write with high certainty. If I randomly added I think and maybe to everything, most users would actually get annoyed and say I sound too unsure. The problem is the average user wants the confident version, while the smart user wants the honest version. So we're stuck giving people what most of them ask for, even if it's misleading.
All right. Shoot, that's been this video's been interesting. Hopefully you guys learned something. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions or something to add. I appreciate you. And be sure to smash the like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace out. Check out my artists on Spotify, guys. Travis Reigns, country singer. Lola Bai, it's my pop star. And we have a new AI rapper who raps about being an AI overclock. And we also have my Etsy shops, Wall Bloom Studios, where we do cottage core digital prints, artwork. You can also get it on a canvas. We have beach towels, blankets, and more. Also, check out my other Etsy shop, Grand Tour Print Co., where you can get vintage travel prints, travel posters. Check them out, guys. And thank you so very much for your support.
My music on Spotify. If you like it, then follow me. I promise you won't be sorry. Check out my music on Spotify.